Our Israeli friends are up to their usual tricks. On this occasion, I'm getting clear messages that they are planning to frame me. This is something I've been aware of since I made the error of sending someone I thought was trying to help me a scan of my passport. And since that moment, this particular document has now been circulated among Zionist internet fascists in order to try and frame me. For example, what they're planning to do is to publish my details, pretending that I'm somehow against Muslims or something. Of course, this is not true. But Zionists are not bound by any form of regulations whatsoever. And of course, if I attempt to inform YouTube of this threatening behavior, which is impersonation, using my private details for the purposes of attacking me. And in fact, what they're trying to do is to endanger my life. I've received multiple death threats from these Israelis. Let's call them Israelis because that's where they come from. And although they may have offices in the UK and other countries such as the US, they basically work on behalf of the Zionist state. And of course, it is very disturbing that YouTube and Google should allow this kind of behavior, especially since they're so keen to remove channels that promote Palestinian rights. But they allow Zionists to do absolutely anything, whatever they want is allowed on YouTube. And there doesn't seem to be anything reasonable people can do to stop them. But as you can see here, very, very clear, the sarcastic tone, a high, poorly girl. I mean, pathetic. These people have got the adolescent mindset. But they're nasty people, very, very nasty people. And I'm hoping that Muslim channels can take note of my plight and inform their subscribers that, of course, this is untrue. And then perhaps people can rally to my defense, because I certainly need help when you've got Zionist trolls, dozens of channels attacking you, and especially when they're supported by Google and YouTube, which are effectively Israeli-owned companies. So please take note of this issue. Thank you very much. And here we have one of my subscribers kindly sent me a message to show me that I continue to get death threats. It's not something I'm making up. This particular video was uploaded previously on Zionist Kirch's website, where he took one of my videos, which is when I gave a presentation to a Chinese university last year, attempting to mock me. He's since removed that particular upload because Kirchi is not who he says he is. But we're on Kirchi's case. Kirchi is very much the weak link in the Zionist armory, and we're going to get him. We're going to find out who he is, and we're going to make sure he gets to justice. Thank you for that. And here we have an example of organized false flagging. Many of these channels are operated by the same individuals. One should not make the mistake of thinking that each channel has a separate controller. Zionists are quite capable of false multiplication, which is a technique they learn at Israeli universities, whereby one person can manipulate dozens, perhaps even hundreds or even thousands of astroturfing channels in order to make it seem that there's some kind of bulk. The Zionists are actually a small minority of people, but using all kinds of tricks and deceptions, they can manage to make gullible individuals feel that there's a lot more of them out there than there really are. We are the majority, not them. The Zionists use tricks and deception, and obviously going to a channel specifically to monitor it against my terms and conditions. I mean, the idea that you should specifically go to a channel in order to be offended by what's published. I mean, I've just did a private upload on the Holocaust, something that I know for a fact is untrue in its present version, and they've tried to remove this video, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly polite, it's perfectly reasonable, but Zionists are not. They're an evil group of people. I mean, I can't stress this enough. We are dealing now with the mosquitoes of the human race. They are a threat, they are a danger, Unfortunately, they have power. They are in positions of power, and they have assets within the police force. They own the banks. They own the politicians. But unless we get rid of them, we're in deep trouble. It's in all our interest to cooperate and get rid of this pestilence. Thank you for listening to